All right, let's talk Pacers. And they are, and we've said this, they're a lot of fun to watch. I thought they'd beat Milwaukee. I didn't think they'd beat Cleveland. I didn't know about the Knicks. And I took OKC in 6. I got to tell you, they have so many different types of players. Forget the fact that 7 different Pacers are averaging double figures in the finals. Forget that. But I mean, they can put crazy length on the floor. Halliburton's the longest point guard in the league. Put him on the floor with Obi Toppin, Siakam, and Miles Turner. They're one of the longest teams. You can go small and quick. TJ McConnell, Naismith. They got small, quick guys. They got long guys. They have ascending players. How about Ben Mathurin? How about that guy? How about that young guy? Got a little Westbrook, right, with a little more refinement. He was a hockey and a football player in Canada. He goes to Arizona, 1 year in college, dominates. Next year, he's going to be one of the best players in the league. You're going to talk about Cooper Flagg, and that kid's going to give you 22 a night. He has wild confidence. And per minute, I think he may be the Pacers' leading scorer per minute. So they've got ascending players, veteran players like Siakam, rim protectors. There are so many levers for Rick Carlisle to pull. They're unselfish. I don't see ego. They have the requisite three-point shooters. I mean, last night they had 11 blocks. They had like double the steals. I was saying this on my podcast after, is that they stole about 8 points last night on like inbounds plays or an offensive rebound or a steal or a block. They were just stealing points throughout the game. And remember, this is a really bad, here's something that's really bad news for Oklahoma City. So Oklahoma City played the fewest clutch time games in the league, right? And all the pressure's on Oklahoma City because they're the favorite, and they're one of the youngest teams in the league. And the Pacers are the best clutch time team probably in the NBA. That's a bad combo. A young team with more pressure that hasn't played a lot of close games against the best close game point guard and team in the league.
Okay. Did you hear what he just said? He just said the quiet part out loud accidentally, where he said that the OKC have more pressure, pretty much implying that the Pacers don't have a lot of pressure, that they're just like, gee golly, we're just lucky and happy to be here. This has been the conversation around this NBA Finals. And Colin even said, I didn't think the Pacers could win this series. I didn't think they would win this series. I didn't think they would win that series. He's like, but look at all the things that they could do. And it's like, it's almost like they're a team that's great enough to be in the NBA Finals and be up 2-1 in the series. I mean, oh my God, it's mind-numbing at this point. Like it's, and again, this has just been the conversation everywhere, you know, on all the shows, all the networks, all the fans. Like it's really mind-blowing to me how people just could consistently watch the Pacers be great and then be shocked that they're great. Or that there's this idea that like, there's not as much pressure on them to win. Do you really think that the Pacers feel as though that they're just like, we're having a pretty good year. We kind of are on a little bit of a run. No, they believe that they belong here. They believe that they're great. They believe that they should be the champions, not OKC. So to say that there's no pressure on them, like, do you think if the Pacers lose, like all the fans and the organization and the players are going to be like, well, we went up against the Thunder. What are we supposed to do? It's one thing if this was like the Golden State Warriors during their dynasty. This was like, a younger LeBron James and the Lakers or Cavs or whoever. Like I could understand some of that then. If you're going up against the Denver Nuggets, who are now, they've already won 2 or something and they're going for a 3-peat, or they won 1 and now they're going for their second back-to-back. Like any of those types of situations, like I could understand to a degree, right? OKC hasn't won nothing. So you got 2 young ascending teams. Why are you just saying, well, it's OKC's to lose? Because they had a better regular season? I mean, it's frustrating to see. It really is. It's really frustrating to see. And even as the Indiana Pacers win this game, and they were clearly the better team, by the way, last night. Clearly the better team. It's all just like, well, what went wrong for OKC? Can OKC bounce back? What does OKC need to do? Rather than let's start the conversation with what have the Pacers been doing that's been great. And it's just like it's this idea that we keep downplaying who the Pacers are and what they've been able to do. I mean, it's been awesome, the Pacers, to watching this game. And again, because again, even the framing that this series was going to be boring or not exciting, and now people are like, wow, this has actually been really great basketball to watch. You know, people crafted the argument when the Pacers won Game 1 that it was more about OKC choking. It's like that's not true. That's not true at all. And it's just like I don't know. It's because the whole framing, everyone was like, oh well, for the first 2 games the Pacers have only led for like 0.3 seconds, and like that's it, or you know whatever the stat was, and it's like, so that's where people get too obsessed with stats, and they think that they can just craft an argument, and a lot of people do that when they're not actually watching. Because if you're not actually watching, well, then it's like, well, what do you have to do? Let me just look at the stats. And I can craft arguments around the stats. And it's like, well, technically this is true. Like, these are the statistics. But it's like, actually watch the game. Watch the games. You know, watch what the Pacers have been doing. I mean, their defense was suffocating. And then watch actually how they won in the fourth quarter. Actually understand. First off, it starts with actually TJ McConnell, right? Being that force of nature, being the guy that sets the tone for the players, not only the starters, but also the bench players. Doing every single little play, every single little thing that you need to play. I mean, like, they're going to show his highlights to 10-year-olds and 30-year-olds, to starters and bench players, to that kid who got cut from the team, to the star who like has a bad attitude. Like, they're going to show it to everyone because it is just pure perfection what he's doing, and the hustle plays that he's making, and the heads up plays that he's making. And then you have someone like Siakam, who's completely empowered to get the job done, to do what needs to be done. The entire bench, obviously, as you can see, 49 points. And then Halliburton's getting all this hate, all this like, you know, oh, he's not aggressive enough, he's not this, that, and the third. And yet he still just let the game come to him. He didn't come out there firing. He didn't come out there with in the first, 8 minutes of the game, he was just taking shot after shot after shot. He didn't do that at all. He still played his game. Had 22, 11, and I think 9 rebounds. Again, he was assertive, not aggressive. And everyone keeps saying, he's got to be aggressive. He's got to be aggressive. No, he's got to be assertive. He has to still fit into the flow of the game and not disrupt what makes the Pacers great. In a lot of ways, the Warriors used to have their slogan, strength in numbers. It's like, that's what I see with the Indiana Pacers right now. And then the way how they truly won the game in the fourth quarter, when the game started to get a little weird. Like, that's what always happens. I always refer to it as organized chaos. And I always talk about why you need like veterans, why you need experience. Because basketball almost always gets reduced down to, there's 3 minutes and 47 seconds to go. You're down by 2. You're up by 1. Like, everything's starting to happen real fast. You don't really know what's going on. Oh my God, you had such a bad turnover in that second. Or like, oh my God, you got the ball. You're kind of trapped in the corner. What do you do with it? Are you going to shoot? Are you going to pass? Where do you go? And everything just gets so sped up. And you can see it when the players that don't really know what needs to happen, they fail spectacularly. And again, the greats, even like LeBron James, Steph, whoever, even if they dribble the ball off their foot and they're down by 1, and now the opposing team now gets an easy bucket, and now you're down by 1. It's like, you just know, it's like, all right, it's all good. It's all good. But the younger players don't. And I always reference this because it's the perfect example in the Olympics when Ant, who was physically more ready to play than KD and LeBron and Steph, he's in his physical prime. They're not. And yet, at that point, in the moments that mattered most in those games in the Olympics, like, you had to get Ant off the floor because the dude just didn't know what to do. You needed the veterans. You needed KD. You needed Steph. You needed LeBron when the game started getting a little frantic. And this game, in the fourth quarter, started to get a little frantic. The Pacers kind of didn't get a foul call here, got a bad foul call there, turned the ball over like back-to-back possessions, rim out a shot. Things are starting to get like a little like not as smooth. It starts to get a little sloppy. And in those moments, it's like you see this a million times. Like OKC now goes on like a small run, like a 6-2 run. And it's like just like that. Now the Pacers are down by 2, down by 3. And then they shoot a 3 and it rims out. OKC gets a quick 2 and a blink of the eye. They're up by 5, a minute 32 to go. And now they're the one that's in control. Now they're the ones that just need to kind of have this like cat and mouse game. But the Pacers just completely owned those moments. Completely owned those moments. The game was set up for them to unravel. And again, and it wouldn't even be like they choked or this, that. It would just be like that's what happens in basketball. But they didn't let it happen to them. And it wasn't because of a hero ball. Like, that's what makes it even better. It wasn't because, like, okay, in that moment, you just need Steph to knock down a 3 to, like, chill everything out. Like, it wasn't like that. It was still within the flow of the game. And it was still going to be like, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Siakam? Is it going to be Halliburton? Like, who's going to make a play? I mean, it was awesome. And that's what I even wrote in my notes. It was like composure, maturity, poise, dealt with the turnovers, bad calls, the mistakes. They had suffocating defense. And again, also in the fourth quarter, when there was times when they like missed the ball or OKC misses a shot. And you kind of have these like 50-50 rebounds. If anything, like 60-40 rebounds that could have easily gone, OKC and put back. And it was just the extra effort hustle plays, even on rebounds, which again end up mattering. Because again, that's how now instead of being up by 2 or, up by 1, you're now down by 1. Or now it's a tie game because you just didn't get that rebound. It just hit your fingertips and OKC was able to get it. And they now, swung it back out and boom, knocked down a 3. Like, again, we see this all the time. But they were so focused and so ready for this moment. And this does point to this 9-1 clutch time. But some of this is a little bit of luck, right? When you're making some of these game-winning shots, like there's some luck involved. It's a make or miss league. Halliburton doesn't make those clutch shots every single time. Like that's, we know that. We're just living in the world right now where like they are making it out. But that's why you can't reduce some of those, wins to just the last second shot. It's all the other stuff. It's all the other stuff. Really go back and watch that fourth quarter. And really watch how there's times that this game is starting to get like weird. And watch the Pacers handle it. Watch the Pacers know that they made a mistake. Know that they had a bad turnover. Like they know that they had a bad foul call. And watch them just keep on keeping on. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, it really is. It really, really is great to hear it. Yeah. I mean, it's been such a pleasure to watch if you actually really know what you're looking. If you're looking beyond just who's going to make a 3, who's going to get a big dunk. I mean, it's some of the best basketball. It really is. It's some of the best basketball that I've seen. And, yeah, they're up 2-1. Making no mistake about it, the series is far from over. If you told me OKC is going to win the next 2 games, I would say, okay, yeah, I could see that. Like, it's just, yeah. I mean, the Thunder are going to come out next game as well, ready, focused. They're going to make some adjustments, make some changes. SGA is going to make some adjustments and some changes. Dort's been on fire. They're going to maybe try to get him to be shooting more. Like, it's just like, who really knows? And yeah, I mean, you're in a good spot when you actually really just don't know how these games are going to unfold. I mean, I'm watching this game and the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, I have no idea who's about to win this game. I mean, like, it's so close, it's so tight, and when things were getting a little crazy, it's like, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I think Thunder is going to end up winning this game. I think it's going to end up, the tides are going to turn. And then I see the Pacers, endure all of this chaos, and I'm like, all right, Pacers are in control. Like Pacers, if they could just knock down a shot here, it's like, the way how they're playing right now, they should be able to keep this at bay, and it's just like going back and forth. So, and watching the Pacers be able to do it in real time it's just been awesome. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Indiana Pacers? What makes this Pacers team so special? And what do you think about all the doubt that they've endured, or this idea that they don't really have the pressure on them, or I don't know. I guess they're just this super big underdog that no one thinks that they can win. Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. It's whether you agree with me or disagree with me. Either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.